The new 2020 BC-3.5.
Okay, if you saw the last video, you saw we did 8 ounces without any problem. Probably could have done 4 in the BC-3.5. Now we're doing 3.5 pounds, which is the maximum you can do in BC-3.5. Some people say, yeah, prove it to me, you can do 3.5. Well, we're going to prove it just right now. Just a note on that last roast, the 8 ounce ended up being 6.6 ounce, so not too bad on the weight loss for that roast. But now we're going to do a 3.5 pound roast in the BC 3.5. So we're at about 375 degrees. Restarting the timer. I'm charging 3.5 pounds of Mexico Chiapas from Bodai Leaf. And I'm going to kick my gas on, and I'm going to actually run my gas at about 2.75 kPa. My airflow is going to start off at about 3. My drum speed at about 75. And unfortunately, my camera, which has been dropped a couple of times, is starting to overheat, so I'm not going to show you as much of the roast, just kind of the key points. So we're going to focus on the turnaround, the end of drying phase, going into first crack, and so forth. Okay, we just had the turnaround at about 1 minute 25 seconds, close to 100. So here we are. I realized that I didn't hook up a Marshall regulator. I only hooked up a 11 water column regulator, so I can't turn my gas past 3 on this. Can't even get it quite up to 3. It's more like 2.80. So we're a little slower, but here we are. Most people would say our drying phase is now over at 320, some at 330, and we're at about 5 minutes 45 seconds when that happened. I did bump up my airflow to increase the rate of rise. I also saw excessive chaff in the drum, wanted to bump that. So it's now up to 6 on the airflow. I'm actually going to, now since we're in the mallard phase, I'm actually going to bump this even up higher to a little bit over 7. We're at 6 minutes 15 seconds, and we're into the mallard phase, and we're going to focus on the look of the beans now. Just to give you a little visual of the front, we're in the mallard phase. It's about 360 degrees on the beans at 7 minutes 10 seconds, 447 on the environmental temperature, quite a lot of heat going through the drum. Our drum speed has been bumped, our airflow has been bumped up to 8. Our drum speed is right at about 8 as well, which I'm going to keep it at. And we'll just keep tabs as it gets close to first crack. Oh, wait, did I hear? I heard a random crack, but that doesn't count. It's still pretty light at about 385 degrees. Yeah, I'm hearing, we're going into first crack. It's now about 390 at 8 minutes 9 seconds, 458 on the hot air. Airflow is bumped up to 9. And on the magnehelic gauge, we're up to 23, 24 on the airflow. And as you can hear, it's going into a rapid first crack. So in case you can't hear, we're going into a very rapid first crack, 9 minutes 2 seconds, 467 on the hot air, 424 on the bean. I'm actually going to kick down my gas now to about 2 kPa. And I'm going to really be checking my fryer spoon. Very nice light brown. Somebody who wanted to go with the city roast may drop their beans now. I like to go a little darker with the Chiapas. We're up to 440 on the beans. Looking really good, smelling good. See the separation in the crack of the bean. I'm actually about ready to turn off the gas, turn on my, so we're 9 minutes, 55 seconds, 450 on the beans. So there's a 9-minute, 55-second roast of Mexico Chiapas, nice even roast, 3.5 pounds in our BC-3.5. No problem doing a 10-minute roast of 3.5 pounds. So if you did your next charge, could you do 6 roasts an hour? I'll leave that choice up to you, but we like to say you can do 5 roasts. And it may vary some in natural gas, as there's not quite as much pressure on that. But that should cool in about 2.5 to 3 minutes. And of course, at this moment, you could charge your next roast. Just remember at the end of the day to cool your machine for half an hour to 45 minutes. Turn the airflow all the way up, open the hopper, leave the fans on, leave your door open. For double wall drums, it may take longer. It's vital that you cool your entire roaster down to 100, 125 degrees before you turn it off so it doesn't build up heat and damage the components over time. If you do that, and if you take good care of it, and then every day clean your fan off the chaff unit, clean the cooling tray, clean everything in between, then you're good to go for the next day.